In eastern Cabarrus County, up on a hill, stands a weather-worn building surrounded by pieces of an agricultural past. Pieces representing 8 generations of one family's farming legacy here at the Bost Grist Mill historic site. The purr of an antique Alice Chalmers tractor radiates from the mill building.
Can't use a John Deere though.
Why not?
Putt-putt. You can't use a putt-putt. It's got to run real smooth. You can't have something that's going to jerk it.
The mill started out on the nearby Rocky River, where water powered its operation. But over a century ago, flooding forced a move and more modern power sources.
At first, it was steam-powered with a steam engine. And then later on, they went to a gasoline engine.
And as the classic tractor warms up, the 6th generation mill owner, Gene Bost, inspects and prepares the mill's inner workings.
We just make sure everything's in working order. The belts, you make sure they're not going to be slipping. Once it's started, that's the hard part. Once it's started, you can run all day long.
Running the mill requires a bit of help from Gene's son, Brant. He represents the 7th generation. Giving it a bit of gas, Brant throttles up the tractor to power this small pulley. It drives a wide belt that turns this massive pulley that then spins round and round, in turn transferring the tractor's energy to the various belts and gears under the building. It's a lot to keep track of.
And what I do is just sit there and watch it in case something happens. I mean, there's a lot of older stuff and that's going on. Anything can happen, anything can apart. So we just kind of watch out and be ready to stop it in a hurry, get it started, get it stopped. That's my main role, and I kind of keep an eye on underneath.
But the real magic happens on the inside.
We're making cornmeal. We put it in the machine, in the mill. The mill is 2 sets of stones. It was going down through in the center of those stones, getting in between them, it was crushing it. You can adjust your stones. The lower, tighter you get them, the finer it gets. The wider you get it, the coarser it gets. If you want grits and cornmeal, the same thing about it, except that's how coarse it's ground.
The ground cornmeal flows down this wooden chute into a vibrating screen, which further refines the product.
It takes out your good product, puts it in that bin, and on the end where it's running out, that is actually it's the outside portion of the corn, the outside layer. It's called a bran, and that's coming out into a bag there, and maybe some little particles or anything that didn't grind comes out there, and it's fed back to animals. It's not wasted.
And the finished cornmeal ends up in the bin underneath the sifter. Most agricultural communities at one time had a mill. Area farmers would bring their corn and other grains to be ground into products such as flour, cornmeal, and grits.
Usually the farmer brings his own grain in, usually on Saturday. And they would be lined up. I've heard stories they'd be lined up a couple hundred yards.
But with the industrialization of farming and modern food distribution like grocery store chains, mills like the historic Bost Grist Mill became obsolete. Or did it? Today, instead of milling for other farmers, the Bost family preserves their mill by opening it to the public on Saturdays. They run a small country store inside, offering their own fresh ground cornmeal and other products. And it's in the other products category where the 8th generation Bost steps in. Meet 12-year-old Graydon Bost.
We carry all different kinds of sausage. We carry mild sausage, Cajun sausage, mild with extra sage. We carry all kinds. We do pork chops, we do bacon, and a couple other little things.
And to get those delicious products, Graydon is continuing a different Bost family farming tradition, raising free-range pigs.
My grandpa done them, and then his daddy done it, and just a legacy.
One thing is for certain, this young entrepreneur is all business.
Now, you understand they're not pets.
Oh yeah. They're bacon and sausage. It ain't the easiest job, but some days it goes good and some days it don't.
The main reason we started this pig thing too is we care about what people eat, just trying to do it right, because we care about what people get a hold of. It's not really the profit we're making, it's just we care.
Farm life will never be called an easy life, but here on the Bost Historic Grist Mill and Farm, it can be summed up as a good life.
I wouldn't take nothing for the experience. I have a love for the land, and like I said, it gets in your blood, and I've even asked Daddy, I said, why do we do this? He said, it's in your blood, boy. A lot of people ask me, say, why don't you just, go to the beach, spend more time? But when you sit here, it means more to you to see and look what your family worked for, and then you work for it, and you see the rewards at the end. That's what means the most to me.
For Caroline Impact, I'm Jason Terzis reporting.
We hope you enjoyed the story. If you don't want to miss any more great stories about the Charlotte region, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.